Hey, bum. Welcome to Stump the Idiot. I am the idiot, aka the huge one, Dave Koco from Kawasaki, Japan. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What do you do in Japan 4 o'clock in the morning? Of course, you podcast with your good buddy from Brawl USA. We have 3 questions. We're going to answer them. It's probably going to lead to a lot more shenanigans. If you're in the comments live, get it. James Legend, how have you been, brother? Welcome to Stump the Idiot.
Going on. I'm not that smart, so it should be Stump the Idiots, but whatever.
It's true. Well, I don't know, man.
I run a wrestling promotion. I'm not that intelligent.
No. We're not very intelligent people, hence Stump the Idiot. I was on WrestleMania show yesterday. I don't know. It wasn't yesterday. It was a couple hours ago. Yesterday, but it was only a couple hours ago. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so, talking pro wrestling. Just not just screaming at a computer game that no one watches, So I got 3 questions, 3 main questions, and we'll get tons in the chat. Can WWE change? Can it change? If you can change and I can change, everyone can change.
Exactly.
What would you do to make a national company that came up doing Wrestling Ranked show, but you're a local promoter. I'm a retired promoter, so it'd be interesting, especially in the atmosphere now. And women in New Japan. That's all everyone talks about. Oh, why is there no women in New Japan? Move over, Tanahashi. Look how sexy Tanahashi and Ibushi is. All right.
It's true. What are they trying to make? Just Japan blow up with sexiness?
Exactly. It's insane, I tell you. Insane. All right, so let's start this. Franielli, good afternoon, Dave and James. How are you guys doing? We're going to answer a few questions, Franielli, see how it goes, do some live comments. So, and not all that, but I want to stop sucking. I realized I've had like a couple, 4 or 5 days off of work, and I retired from Hut. You can see my retirement speech on Koco Plays. I was playing NHL Hut way too much. It took over my life. I stopped writing. I stopped going to the gym. Look at this, getting fat. I had to step away, but I have to focus on important things like playing NHL franchise and NHL Be a Pro and Fire Pro Wrestling with Okada. I'm never going to write a book again, am I, James?
Not talking to your friends and stuff like that. Just
socializing. Dude, I make excuses all the time. You should see my cell phone. Like, hey, dude, you want to grab a beer? Can't. What are you doing? Important adult stuff. Meanwhile, I'm screaming about an NHL Hut. All right.
I shouldn't really be one to talk because while we're podcasting, and I don't have a camera yet, so whatever, I'm literally putting stickers on a vanilla car from McDonald's Happy Meal toys.
Nice.
That's my adulting right now.
Never grow up, kids. Never grow up. All right, so let's.
I'm also drinking Gatorade from a Peter Pan cup, so that fits.
Nice. All right, everyone, focus. There's only 2 of us. Not that we go on tangents, never. Everyone focus, all right?
Maybe we should have let Boom Boom in on this so he could drive the bus a little bit because this is going to go crazy.
Probably. We're trying to get the Triforce to go in. We're trying to get 4 people on one show. It's impossible. I tell you, impossible.
This is going to turn into an episode of Somewhere Out There.
It is. All right, let's focus. First question. I stopped watching WWE. I watched WrestleMania, and it took me 7 days. I couldn't watch it straight. I've caught a couple matches here and there, watch NXT when I can. I'm always 3 months behind. Nothing like watching NXT, but hey, guys, remember that takeover in January? That was pretty amazing. Shut the fuck up, Dave. I saw Tribute to the Troops. So I have not watched much WWE at all. And, everyone's talking about can they change? A lot of people are bitter. I'm more negative. You're more positive. I think I'm going to give it to TNA treatment. Until Andy Paps and Franielli tell me it's decent enough, then I'll go back and check it out. But right now, Vince McMahon, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, is our fucking company sucks a dick at the actual product. Well, what can we do about it? We'll blame it on the fans. I think this whole the fans are in charge shit is just so that they I could see him go, do you want to see John Cena or Roman Reigns? And then the fans vote, and they're like, well, you fucking booed it. It was your fault. I don't think we really have much power. But I don't know. I'm a beaten down WWE fan. Now remember, I grew up NWA. I grew up WCW. I love DCW. So basically, Vince has always been the villain in my childhood stories. Then I was forced to watch WWE for like 18 plus years with the New Japan, and I had enough. I said, "Oh, when John Cena goes, it'll be better. When Roman Reigns goes, it'll get better." And now WWE admits that they're going to change. Will they? Will they make a difference? I honestly think no. I think it will be horrible forever. They beat me. I can't see it ever being good. I mean, they had Nakamura versus AJ and they ruined that. So, but you're a lot more positive than me. So I'm gonna hot tag. Can the WWE change? Plus, leave your comments. We'll read all of them because that's what I do. That's the type of stuff I do.
I watch things differently though because my indie crowd base that I run shows for are casual wrestling fans and like kids. So like the WWE, we'll call them the WWE universe since that's the word they use, is kind of my fan base as well.
Yeah.
So I try to watch from a positive, like, okay, you know what I mean? Like kids like this, or you know what I mean? Like WWE fans like this because that's kind of like, again, those are the style shows that we run because we run like children, family friendly charity events.
Yeah.
So like, I think WWE can get better if they bring. This is going to sound like really, this is going to make me sound very old, but like a cool factor back to it.
Yeah, they definitely need a cool factor.
Vince McMahon, God bless him. Like he's 73 years old and he still works harder than anybody on the KocoSports staff combined.
Yeah.
In like, not even just in KocoSports, just in general.
Yeah. He's a hard worker.
If you took the entire staff and mashed us into one person, we'd still probably be half the workers that Vince McMahon are. Maybe not in the ring because LK's training. So, but anyway, like he doesn't know what cool is anymore, and it's well documented. It's well documented that he likes dick and fart jokes, and he finds like that kind of stuff. Like, and it's not cool with the crowd anymore. And like the version of cool that they're going to project is not like R-Truth doing Fortnite dances. Like that's not cool. They have to find like a cool factor to bring it back. And it's not going to be the Attitude Era boom that people are expecting. But at the same time, it can be enjoyable again. They just have to find somebody to step up to find that cool factor.
Yeah, because like the thing is they have the money, they have the talent, they have the marketing. They just have to put on a good product. That's the only piece that's missing. And there has to come a time. Because like, here's the thing. The diehard fans are dying off, and the casual fans don't give a fuck enough to keep the company going. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
because there's nothing cool.
Yeah.
Like there's no, and again, we're never gonna get these guys again, but there's no The Rock, there's no Austin, there's no Shawn Michaels, there's, even though he's not cool, there's no Bret Hart, he was kind of like the anti-cool. He was kind of plain and like, but you hated him for that. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody that's like, when you turn it on, you're like, oh shit, like this is kind of cool.
Yeah. And even when they do, they fuck it up anyway. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, because like I think Samoa Joe could be a lot cooler with a good storyline. I think AJ Styles could be a lot cooler with a good storyline. You know what I mean?
There's a ton of guys on the roster that could be. Kevin Owens. There's, you know what I mean? Like there's a ton of guys. Even guys who have had like almost zero exposure on the main roster, like Sanity on SmackDown. They're getting a little bit now here and there, but like their look and their like, they could be like cool guys. You know what I mean? Like, and then the guys that are cool, they've just jammed them down our throat so much they're not cool anymore to the fans, like New Day and stuff like that. Like they could still have that cool factor if they had even if they had just a small bit of edge to them. But right now they're just like, hey, we ride unicorns and we do things that we think the fans find funny. But you know what I mean? Like it's just not there.
Yeah. I don't think it'll ever be there. Like, and the thing is, what I don't get is NXT is so good. You know what I mean? Like I joked on Wrestle Ranked show earlier today. I'm trying to promote that as much as I can with my small audience. But like NXT is like having a friend who's about to die. You know, I call it they have the McMahon. Like you want to enjoy them in NXT as long as you can, but you know their time is up. You know what I mean? They're gonna go to WWE and fucking get Vince McMahon. So it's got to the point where like you don't even root for people to go up to NXT, you know?
I agree and I disagree because you got to think about it this way. WWE, the core roster, SmackDown, Raw, they produce at least 5 hours of live television a week.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not including, let's say we'll call it live to tape, which is like 205 and main event and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is still technically live TV because they're filming it live.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, not even that. But if you keep track of everything, there's pay-per-views, there's NXT, there's 205, there's main event. I think
the amount of content that they push out in a week is dumbfounding.
Yeah.
Because I run shows right now. We're trying to do every 6 weeks. That's stressful enough as it is. And if you remember the stress we had running shows,
we were running 2 to 3 shows a week.
2 to 3 shows a week. That was fucking, you know what I mean? Like insane. So imagine the schedule there. But like NXT is great, but, and I'm going to get heat or whatever I said, whatever. But like, one, the guys are strictly in the performance center training. 2, they know about their matches far in advance. 3, they have time to work these matches in the performance center. Yeah. And yes, the main roster guys have time to work on these matches at house shows and stuff like that, but they're in front of a live crowd still working on these matches. NXT guys are allowed to work these matches in the performance center. And, get critique literally live from guys like Norman Smiley, Matt Bloom,
HBK.
Exactly. They're getting amazing training. And not that the main roster guys didn't have good training, but like if you blow a spot during like a run through, you have HBK to tell you like, hey, do this instead.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yes, the NXT product is gonna be better because this is gonna sound really bad, but I feel like the NXT product is better rehearsed.
Yeah. I understand. So like they get to practice more, they get to show down.
Like without pulling the curtain back too much, which again I understand. Like that's kind of that era is dead. Like the curtain's been opened up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, my thing is too, if they just maybe the Fox deal will help them a lot, not just money wise, because Fox wants it to be sports, and maybe if you just give Paul Heyman, you're in charge of this, Shane, you're in charge of this, Triple H, you're in charge of this, Vince, you got Raw, and just make the show feel different. You know what I mean?
I love NXT, and I'm a little bit behind right now because of just situations, but like the holidays and all that. But like, I watch NXT, and I literally think to myself, like, this isn't going to work on the main roster. So like, it's very easy for these guys to get a pop in Full Sail in Orlando because Full Sail in Orlando are getting these guys consistently, so they're able to get behind them and they get that kind of like homegrown, like their Orlando homegrown talent type of situation.
Well, you're describing why NXT is better. I guess we'll focus back on the question: what can WWE do to turn things around? Can they save their company? Because literally, it's something that less and less people are watching, less and less people are enjoying, and they have more and more money on the line. So they have to,
Here's my question, though. Can they save their company in what sense? Because
that it's entertaining, people want to watch.
Okay, because I was gonna say financially they're doing fucking perfectly fine. They just
but I think there's more of a panic than people think.
I mean, I agree with that, but
I honestly think there's a panic more than people think. I know it's like, oh, they're making great money, but to me, WWE, I always bring stuff back to sports. To me, they just signed a $12 million deal, and they're fucking shitting the bed. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you get paid $12 million a year for an athlete, and you're not producing. You know what I mean? Eventually, when your contract comes up, there's going to be problems.
Of course.
Whereas if you just keep producing, you'll keep getting those contracts. You know, and they're probably not as in danger of losing money as much as they are in danger of losing more and more fans. But in the long run, that means you're going to start losing money.
Right. And I think I hate to be the guy that's like, oh, well, times have changed. And, everybody's like, oh, wrestling in the 80s was great. And again, you're an NWA guy. You were a WCW guy. Like, you loved that as a kid. But realistically, the curtain wasn't pulled back then.
Yeah, but I don't think that matters as much as people think.
You don't think so?
No, without a doubt, no.
You don't think in this situation it's the exact opposite of knowledge is power?
No, not at all. The reason why is because if there's just less content, I think it's more of a there's too much. I don't think because I don't think that I always said if you had a time machine, if you get the DeLorean, go back in time, people are having a good time. But if you pulled them aside and be like, yo, dude, did you think what you saw was real? They'd be like, of course not. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
I do. You might get like 3 or 4 drunks. But the thing is, they let themselves lose themselves. Like when you go to New Japan, they know it's not real, but that audience loses themselves. That's what we're missing. I don't think it's kayfabe. I think the people that screamed for the Freebirds, the people that screamed for the Von Erichs, the people that screamed for Dusty and Rick. Yeah, me and Flair, we're on first name basis.
Okay, but if that's the case, what about the kids that scream for Rick Flair? God damn it, Dave. What about the kids that scream for John Cena and Roman Reigns?
Yeah, I don't think they think it's real.
Even the kids.
I mean, it depends how far you go. I'm saying pro wrestling and Santa Claus have something in common. There's an age where it starts to be like, hey, dude.
They've both taken my innocence.
Yes. But there's a speaking of Koco plays, I got a 97% match on. I'm just kidding. It's Santa Claus. Subscribe to Koco Plays. No one watches it, and I love it.
Nobody spoke about Koco Plays. That was a terrible transition.
Oh, you said Santa Claus, but basically, there's a certain age. Like, I think there's an age where you're just like, oh shit, yeah, it's still fun, it's still entertaining, So I think
here's my question. Because you have kids. Let's take away everything they know. Basically, you bring Max or Leo to a WWE show, and they're cheering John Cena. They love him. They're wearing the shirt. Are you sitting next to your son going, "This guy's fucking retarded," or do you just lose yourself and enjoy it because your son is watching it and enjoying it as well?
I don't know, because my whole thing is then that leads to, well, it's just for children, so the product can be bad. Then you can be like, well, what about Pixar? What about Disney? You can't use children as an excuse for a bad product. You know what I mean?
I'm not necessarily saying bad product. I'm just saying in general. You're like, again, you're a huge, like, not hater, but Roman Reigns, John Cena, like, you just don't like them. But if their kids like them, would you be able to turn it off and say, okay, I can see where maybe they enjoy this, and like I'll try to.
I guess that would be Minecraft. I don't like Minecraft. My son's obsessed with it. All right, cool. You like Minecraft.
Right. But when he talks about it, are you like, you're a fucking idiot because you like Minecraft?
No.
But so how come it's different when if I said I like John Cena, you'd be like, you're a fucking idiot because John Cena is the worst piece of shit in the world. I think wrestling.
I'm not making your connection with this, but go on.
I think wrestling as a fandom is the most toxic fandom you can ever fucking come across. I think it's more toxic than Star Wars fans. I think it, you know what I mean? I just think like, I don't think there's a way to please the entire audience of wrestling. There's no way, obviously. But
I disagree.
You think you can make everybody happy?
I think you could strive to make everyone happy and get a big percentage.
You could strive to, but it's
no. Because, like, once again, if you're going entertainment, Disney does a good job of this. Pixar does a good job of this. Why can't WWE? Stephanie McMahon herself said, we're going to be bigger than Disney. Disney knows how to make entertainment for the whole family.
Stupidity, though.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to pull the entertainment card, like, there's a difference between watching a bunch of fucking dumbass cartoons and watching Perry the Platypus. Perry the Platypus is good for all ages. There's some cartoons where you're just like, bro, for real? You like a detective that's farting? No.
No, I agree.
So I don't think you can use children as an excuse for a bad product.
I just think if you take away what like internet fans hate, you and then alienate the younger audience. But then if you amplify what the younger audience likes, you're alienating the adult internet audience. So it's like it's very hard to like fit the
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm gonna take a fucking reference here, and it's gonna fucking I might lose some street cred. You know who fucking does a wonderful live performance for the kids and adults? Mad props, the Wiggles. I've been to at least 20 Wiggle concerts in my life. Totally for kids, not for me. Was completely entertained.
I was gonna make the joke that none of your kids were there at any time.
Yes,
you were just there.
No. I just don't buy the excuse. Oh, it's for kids. It has to be bad. If you're a parent and you go to a lot of horrible concerts, I hate to say this because it's losing street creds. The Wiggles is not a bad concert. Parents are giggling. They're laughing. No, I disagree. I think people use.
They're seeing their kids enjoy something.
Yes, but the product's still good. Because here's the thing: I have kids. Dude, nothing sucks more than paying a lot of money and just be like, dude, that was fucking horrible. But like, your kids loved it. You know, whatever, dude. But no, Pixar does it. Disney does it. So you can't hide behind kids. Marvel does it.
No, I agree. I'm not saying hide behind them, but
well, you're like, oh, you can't fucking say a product sucks because fucking an 8-year-old cheers for John Cena. No.
I'm also sort of playing devil's advocate in this situation.
I know. I'm just saying the product should be good. I'm just saying. If I can enjoy the fucking wig, here's the thing. Right now, Grant, I don't know where the Wiggles are. I know one of them got sick. Welcome to Wiggles podcast. Right now, if my kid said, we can go to WWE or the Wiggles, I would choose the Wiggles. Because I know I'd be more entertained.
Again, I don't think anybody's arguing that the product needs to be better. I just think that I think the toxicity of how it can be better is the problem.
I don't think so. I think it's just an excuse. Because you got I go to just New Japan. They do daytime shows. There are kids there. They're having a good time. The adults are having a good time. I don't think you need I enjoy the New Japan product. I enjoy the ECW product. I enjoy, Lucha Underground. But different, you could be family friendly, like New Japan, or you could be not family friendly ECW in its prime and still be good. You know what I mean?
No,
So
again, I'm not arguing that the product needs to be better. I'm just kind of I don't.
you just think the fan base is too picky.
Agreed. I agree with that 100%.
I do, but I think the pickiness goes away, which you can't undo this. It's not. I don't think it's the kayfabe bullshit. You can't undo their business plan of too much content. Because here's the thing, WrestleMania might have been awesome. It was way too long. Like, that was my review of it. It was just long.
100% agreed.
If they shortened it up, I think you can make the show tighter, and then the critics and the people that hate it go away. You know what I mean?
I honestly don't think I could tell you one or two WrestleMania moments from this year.
Yeah. So
I'm literally struggling to think of even a match that happened at WrestleMania because it was so long. It's kind of just like
it just all blended together. Yep. I didn't even watch it in one sitting. It literally took me 6 days to watch it.
Yeah, I can't unless it's in right now because I don't have cable, so I don't watch Raw, SmackDown. But like, unless it's an hour-long product, basically, I tend not to watch it. So like, I watch NXT, I watch 205. Occasionally, I'll watch like a main event type show just because like guys that I enjoy are on main event, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, I think the excessive amount of content is not the right.
Oh, not that, but it's also content that's the same.
Yes.
If you turn on SmackDown and it legit felt different, then you might have a point.
I agree that like the content is the same because if I turn on SmackDown, I shouldn't see a Raw recap.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that. The brand extension is meant to, the brand's competing. Well, if the brands are competing, why I want to be able to choose. As a competing brand, I want to say I am Team Raw or I am Team SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
You're a Lightning fan. So
yes, I am, sir.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a Lightning fan. So, like, would you want to turn on a Lightning game or be at a Lightning game and see a fucking Pittsburgh Penguin recap? You would be like, what the fuck is this? Like, why am I watching this?
Yeah. I just think it has to be different. Like, here's the thing.
I paid to see SmackDown. Why am I watching a Raw recap on the Titantron?
And I see your point. And on top of that, Stardom, Dragon Gate, New Japan, Lucha Underground, 4 different products. Granted, 3 of them are Japanese. I live in Japan. 4 different products. If you turned on the television, you would be able to tell instantly, not just by the ring and the layout, but instantly by the way they present it, what company you were watching.
Right.
If you put on Raw and SmackDown, a pay-per-view, you have no idea what the fucking difference is.
I know this is different because they're different companies.
But that's how it should feel.
Right, but if you're a New Japan fan, okay, and you go to a New Japan show, you pay good money to go to a New Japan show.
I do this often.
Do you want to watch a Dragon Gate USA recap?
No, probably not.
You're going there specifically to see New Japan.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because you can also see it in sports, like, here's a clip during downtime. Maybe if it's not a clip,
but it's different. If I go to SmackDown, because I always tend to kind of like gravitate. Personally, I enjoy SmackDown better than Raw. I've always thought that SmackDown was like the wrestling show for WWE, and Raw was like the big power guys and the entertainment. So like, if I'm at SmackDown, I'm at SmackDown for a reason because like I enjoy the guys on SmackDown. If I wanted to see Raw guys, I would have went to Raw. Yeah. I think if WWE treats the brands as different not different companies, but competing companies. Even if WWE kind of tried to make their own competition.
Yeah, just really do it.
Right. Because then, like, shows like Survivor Series and stuff like that would actually have a fucking meaning.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so quick yes or no. Does WWE improve?
I'm going to say yes out of optimism.
It's a swing of momentum. Let's put it this way. Will the ratings improve an average of 1 million viewers by the end of the year? Because that's not much, because they're really in the shitter right now.
I think it can, out of curiosity. Can they keep them? I'm not sure right now.
All right. We're going to go to your live.
I think if this whole, like, we're going to be better and the fans mean more, and if that whisper of hope starts hitting people more, people will tune in to see if it's going to actually happen. And then it's on them to carry the ball to the end zone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I just think it's going to be, and I know I'm the more negative one of the group. I think it's, do you want Roman Reigns? Do you want John Cena? This is your fault.
All right. I
want to be wrong. Like, no one wants to be an asshole. It's just after a while you're like, bro, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Time will tell.
Yeah. Well, let's see what they say in the comments. We're going to do some live comments and go to our second question, okay?
I'm kind of proud of ourselves because we didn't really go off crazy that one.
Yeah, not too bad. In the beginning, it was a little crazy, but, I did one of these. I did, hey, boys, let's calm down.
Yeah.
Shit got real.
Papa Koco is talking right now, guys.
Dave, Franielli, this is Brandon. What's up, Brandon? The issue is not so much them being able to change, but rather whether it is not too late for them to change. That's a good chance. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, because the thing is, once you've given up on WWE, it's a lot of work to go back, just time-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not until Vince and his lackeys die. Well, that's what Yuri Blake says. I don't know. I used to think like that, but now I think it's so fucking cemented that maybe even after his death it will be horrible. Hey, Brandon, how you been? Okay, it's not for us. Great, let's skip this.
I'm very nice to talk to each other.
Hey, everyone. Andy Paps in the chat. By the way, Andy Paps, baby. I was at the live show at Madison Square Garden last night. It was really good, and Cena looked really different. Yeah, he lost a lot of steroids. Allegedly.
He must have lost his nutrition pills.
Yeah. Hopefully he's healthier. So, Yuri Blake, it will surprise you to see how many people think that the product is great just based off the fact that WWE is financially solid and mountain. I've experienced it firsthand. Yeah, just there's WWE super defenders, just like there's fucking WWE haters. I don't know. I just always say WWE's success is not your success. You know what I mean?
No.
But a lot of people think that. You know what I mean?
No, I agree, but that's anything.
Yeah.
I never understood like sports. Like, oh, the Lightning won. Good for us. You didn't do anything.
Well, I can see that because it's escapism. That's like your championship win. I see it as the Lightning are in last place, but the ownership made a lot of money. Like, I would never hear a sports fan say that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yuri Blake, it will surprise you to see how many people think that. Oh, we already read that. James Legend is calling out the double standards of wrestling fandom. LOL. Someone had to. Fucking called it on the Wiggles. Fuck yeah. Wiggles fucking are awesome. We got off topic there a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was in there a little bit though.
Andre Corbell's third like. Appreciate it, brother. We're trying to make a comeback slowly but surely. Hope you're doing well, brother. The brand split concept seems to be an idea WWE never commits to. I agree with that 100%, Franielli. Usually go a couple of weeks before everything becomes more of the same. No brand separation, cross-brand promotion, etc. Yeah. Andy Papp says they need a new direction, an outside perspective than McMahon's, need to be less involved and let someone run the product. That'd be great. I'm hoping the XFL takes off. Dude, James, there's a team in Tampa. How awesome is that? Tampa Bay Ninja Turtles or Tampa Bay Mutiny. I can't wait to find out the team name.
Welcome home, Dave.
I love it. I'm fucking moving. The XFL's back. I'm coming home, baby. Start playing the P. Diddy song.
You could at least come back for the year that the XFL is going to last.
I hope it lasts longer than that. What do you think the Tampa Bay Turtles, Tampa Bay Ninja Turtles, or Tampa Bay Mutiny?
They all sound good to me.
Yeah.
Dave, if you come back, there's Tampa Bay, there's XFL in Tampa. Okay.
I'm with you.
We have the NBA G League.
What? There's an NBA G League? That's even better.
Dave, the Lakeland Magic.
Oh my God. Here's the thing. I don't really have a favorite NBA team anymore. The Orlando Magic sell everyone. The Nets moved to Brooklyn, and Jordan retired from the Bulls, and the 90s stopped happening.
Yeah, I still stick with my New York Knicks because I've been like that. I was born in New York, and that's kind of like, I don't like to be a bandwagon jumper, so I'm like, New York Knicks. I don't care how fucking bad they are, I cheer for them.
I think my favorite NBA team is just the 90s.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. But yeah, I go Knicks and Magic.
All right. It's hard to be a Magic fan, and I'm a Rays fan, but it's way harder to be a Magic fan.
Agreed.
It's ridiculous. They're like, oh, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, we'll trade you for a fucking pile of shit and fucking shredded up confetti. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? And then on 11, the only person they keep forever is fucking old man Grant Hill. I think when he played for the fucking Magic, he was fucking 476.
Yeah. All right, back to comments.
Oh, yeah, we got a little off topic.
Lesnar holding the title hostage for the past 2 to 3 years.
They need a new direction and outs. Oh, we already did it. How do you guys feel about Lesnar holding the title hostage for 2 to 3 years? I honestly don't give a fuck.
This is the problem. Like, he's not holding the title hostage. He's doing how he's booked. Like, he's not genuinely, like, he doesn't walk into an arena with a fucking gun, like, holding it to the belt.
Well, hold on. On top of that, dude, I giggle every time I picture Brock Lesnar wrestling around the universe. Like, that joke never gets old. Kayfabe News can fucking run that story every day, and I like it and share it and giggle my ass off. Like, anytime that fucking someone complains about Brock Lesnar and someone says, well, he's around the fucking universe defending the title, it makes me giggle. I have no idea. See, how the fuck don't they run with that? That is fucking funny, you know? They never mention that he goes around the universe, do they?
No. Brock needs to go back to the UFC.
Yeah, well, I think that's the plan. I mean, drug tests don't mean anything anymore. Fucking Jon Jones. I fucking hate Jon Jones. I hate Jon Jones more than John Cena. I hate everyone named John.
Oh,
except John Arbuckle. Who the fucking hate John Arbuckle?
What about John Gruden?
Oh, fuck him.
He won the Bucks a championship.
On Tony Dungy's team. Every John steals the glory from a Tony.
If Naito would have accepted WWE's offer, how would he do, and how would it have hurt New Japan?
I think the Japanese audience would fucking lose their shit because he's so fucking over. It's crazy how over he is. They need to start pulling the trigger on making that guy a star, like a main eventer. And he would just be Nakamura Jr. What is he? Nakamura on SmackDown?
Yeah.
He would be on Raw, doing the same exact thing.
He'd be on commentary with Funaki.
Exactly. You want to read or you want me to read? Because I'm like squinting here.
I got it. What's up, Dave? Was watching your ranting stream this morning. There's literally nothing I enjoy about WWE, and I hate them with a burning passion. Well, good for you, Zach.
Well, the good thing is we live in an age where you can find something that you like in pro wrestling. It wasn't always like that.
Andy Papp says, "Oh, go ahead, David. You gonna say something?"
Oh, I was just gonna read the comments, but I forgot you were doing it because I don't have to squint. Dude, I need glasses, by the way. # my glasses broke 20 years ago, and just because your kids break your glasses doesn't mean your eyesight is fixed.
It's true. You're gonna end up getting a lazy eye.
Oh, that's not good.
You're gonna look like that guy. You would kind of look like the guy from the Adam Sandler movies that had the lazy eye.
I need to get glasses.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was with Bear Friend, and I was just like, I can't read that. And she's like, it's in English. I'm like, I'm blind as a fucking bat. We were playing Mario Party on Switch. Dude, how fucking small do those motherfuckers make the text?
I think about that in every video game.
Fucking Jesus Christ, I'm an old man. Make the fucking text bigger.
I agree. I was like, why did HD make the text smaller in video games? Andy Papp says, if Paul ran Raw, I'm sure the direction of the product would change and the ratings would increase. Does he mean Paul Heyman or Paul Triple H?
Either way, I agree with the statement. All right.
Zach Rowe wants to know, Dave, would you agree that Shawn Michaels is overrated?
Oh, this is going to get me fucking heel heat. I think he's beyond overrated. I am not. I mean,
Mr. WrestleMania?
No, here's the thing. He is really good, but I don't enjoy him. I think he's overrated. I mean, yeah, he's good, but he's not as good as everyone makes him out to be. And I know, like, there's just things that I have an opinion that I just know the masses don't agree with. Like, I don't say he sucks. I just don't think he's as good as everyone else thinks he is. He's definitely overrated. And I know it's a very unpopular opinion.
So I'll give, like, kind of on that notion of, like, hot take on unpopular opinion. How you feel about Shawn Michaels, I feel the same way about Ric Flair.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think he's, again,
like, he's good, but he's not as good as other people make him out to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're sharing unpopular opinions. Jim Ross and Undertaker. Never enjoyed him. There, I said it.
If you go back in the time machine of KocoSports on YouTube, there's a podcast called Wrestle AM that me and a former friend did, and I lose my fucking mind about the Undertaker. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I don't know why. Because, like, as a kid, I would just looked at it and I was like, I don't get it. He's dead, but he's alive, but he's dead again. In my head, I was like, I can completely believe that a guy like a garbage man is a wrestler. I can't believe that a zombie's a wrestler. I was like, that's too far from me.
Yeah.
And that's fat little James talking. And this is now fat older James talking. So I don't believe it.
That's awesome.
Let's see. In the next 10 years, I predict Tanahashi will start his own XFL team and call them the Tokyo Aces.
I would love that. I would love that with all my fucking heart for many reasons. But yes, I want. Speaking of that, Kawasaki, Japanese pro football. That's what you came for, right? Kawasaki, the Fujitsu Frontiers are the champions, and it feels good. I can walk to their stadium. It feels good. Yeah, but the Tokyo Aces would be awesome for many reasons.
Brock defending the title in space would be a great idea for an anime.
Fuck yeah, it would be, Heavy J.
Like Baki the Grappler style.
I would love it. You know what?
Ultimate Muscle.
Do you want to hear something that might be a little embarrassing?
You go to Wiggles concerts?
No, I do that with pride. I've never seen Baki. It's always on my to-do list. And
it's on
never
Netflix now.
I know, still, and I have Netflix. Still, haven't done it.
Yeah. Hot take on there, Dave. That's Ninja Nick's favorite anime of all time.
Oh shit! Now I definitely have to watch it.
Yeah.
I need something to when I move back to watch the XFL Tampa team. I need to fucking have something to talk about Ninja Nick with.
Exactly. If your religion is gonna be based around my little brother,
you
should at least have some things in common with him.
For the record, I just want everyone in the world to know Ninja Nick is the coolest fucking human being alive. And if he's not, that's not the way me and James see it.
Dude, real quick, off topic, because that's what we do now. Ninja Nick is 28 years old. And he delivers Chinese food for a living, and he makes fucking so much money.
That's awesome.
I don't get it.
All right.
Let's see. Kid Muscle, LOL. Paul Heyman. Andy Papp said he was talking about Paul Heyman.
Okay, yeah.
Yuri Blake says, "Don't you dare invoke the name of the Undertaker without proper respect."
And people like him. I just never enjoyed it.
The greatest Undertaker match I ever watched was him versus
Jeff Hardy.
Festus.
I don't remember that one. It doesn't.
Random episode of SmackDown. It was just Festus being his big country-fed retard self. Can't say that, but all right.
Well, welcome to the fucking new YouTube.
He just beat the shit. They just beat the shit out of each other, and I was like, I like this. Zach Rowe says he agrees with me on Flair. Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
that's all the comments for the moment.
All right. So let's fucking rock and roll back to our. What was the next question? All right.
National company.
Yeah, what would you do? And then we talked about this on Wrestling Rantage stream, but I didn't go too deep. And I know you're a local promoter, former promoter. I'm a former promoter. You're a local promoter. What would you do now for a national company? Because, like, you know, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Elite, there's a lot of rumor and scuttlebutt going down in the hood. And, you know, TNA had a crack at it. Lucha Underground had a crack at it. What would you do to make a national company? Because I always said I literally would make Lucha Underground. And James, you can vouch for this. Before Lucha Underground came out, I was going to make Florida Underground. It was going to be an arena. We were going to call it the arena. We were going to call the fucking crowd a name. And we were going to put tons of people in luchador masks because we could sell more merchandise.
Yep.
And we were going to tape backstage segments like the television show Rescue Me. And literally, Lucha Underground came out. I'm like, all right, well, they did everything I was thinking of doing, just 100 times better. I don't know. I always thought of, like, I wanted to do a KocoSports wrestling company where it would be remember the Tap Out MMA show? I thought that'd be a kind of cool way to do it. Like, you sponsor independent wrestlers. You have shows in a building, but you also follow them to other shows. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you're trying to look for the next star. I always thought that was a good idea.
Impact kind of does that now because they kind of like they run like Impact in conjunction with this like local larger indie, and they run them as like one night onlys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So,
as far as like a national company,
yeah, because like I think everything's been done, and you know, Jacksonville Jaguars, the Elite. I mean, because what they're doing, I think is absolutely amazing if they keep up with the all-in momentum. You know. So
right.
I don't think you can stop it. I mean,
national to me is like all in was kind of like smart.
Well, I'm saying the future all in.
Right, but I'm saying like because like how do you book nationally? Because again, you're gonna have to bring in things that you don't really enjoy because you have to broadcast to a broader audience than just what your tunnel vision is.
See, I think you got to think like I disagree. I think the thing that hurts TNA, and I don't mean to pick on TNA because they probably had the best chance to make a run at it. You know what I mean? So it was. I don't want to pick on TNA, but at the same time, I'm a little disappointed. I guess is the way to say it. You know?
Well, we're OG TNA guys.
Yeah, dude. Old school TNA was the best. Right on. But. Well, I don't know. I don't watch it now, so I heard it was really good. I don't want to knock it, but
it's getting
in its money, Dixie Carter Prime. I think if they had a vision, it would be better. Like I think the Elite need to have a vision and stick to it. You can't out WWE the WWE, but if you have a vision, you can stick to it, and I think they can grow a product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think if they had if they went the direction that they're in now. With Dixie Carter's money, they would have been number 2, hands down.
I hope so.
I don't think there is a number 2 at this point.
I live in Japan, so it's not fair for me to say, but it feels like New Japan's obviously the number 2, but I live in Japan, so I don't know what it's like.
I live in America, and I know nothing. I know nothing about New Japan, and I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I can't. I don't watch it. I don't have access to it. So I just don't.
Yeah. So New Japan world, but
yeah, well.
All right, but I mean, is it what as a promoter, as a fan living in Florida right now? Who do you think number 2 is? And let's go to live chat. Tell us where you live and what you feel number 2 is. Because I live in Japan, and it's like New Japan's number 2 by far. But then I'm sure like people in New York are like Ring of Honor. You know what I mean?
Right, but is New Japan number 2 or is New Japan number 1?
Well, it's number 1 in Japan, but I think it's number 2 in the world. That's how I feel.
How does WWE do when they go to Japan?
It depends. They used to do really, really bad, to be honest. But then, like there was like a contract dispute, and like they're like, oh, we don't want to fucking like there was a channel, J Sports, and I have a bad memory, so some of these facts could be shady. But the situation was J Sports was like, hey, we want to do house shows, and WWE is like, well, house shows don't fucking draw. And then like there was bumping of heads, and then they're like, well, fucking they hired new people, and they were like, well, hey, J Sports advertise and marketing company advertise, and then WWE is like, all right, we'll fucking come do 2 to 4 house shows a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they kind of like were like, all right, and then now it's drawing a lot better. But they also customized WWE house shows towards Japan type audience.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So and signing Kenta, Nakamura, and Kana obviously helped a lot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Who do you feel? I don't know if you answered. Who do you feel number 2 is? You know what? Let's go with the feeling of number 2. I don't want fucking Wikipedia to people to be like, well, TNA in the month of August sold 36 banners. No. Just in your heart. When someone says, hey, who the fuck's number 2? Don't Wikipedia that shit. Don't be like, well, this one makes more money, but this one makes fine. No, in your heart. Go with your passion. What does it feel? I feel number 2 is New Japan. Who do you feel number 2 is, James? Right now.
My brain says New Japan.
All right. What does your heart say?
I think the only option.
Brawl USA.
I think the only options in America would be ROH or TNA.
Gotcha.
Because again, you have large indies. You have like PWG and AAW, but they don't travel. So people know about them, but the only way to see them is to either go to California or buy a DVD.
Yeah. I think the DVD market is dried up. I mean, literally, I bought DVDs like 2-3 years ago because I knew a shop owner and felt bad for him. No, that's not fair. I didn't feel bad for him. I knew a shop owner and be like, hey, you know what I mean? I don't know how to word it. I saw a shop owner and I was like, I'll support you. You know what I mean?
I promote my own events. I have the ability to edit my own footage. And I don't even really sell DVDs anymore. And I can both edit and burn my own DVDs. And I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah. It was a nightmare to burn. Like if I went back in time, we ran in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere in the 2000s. I'm bad with time. It's been a long time. But
yeah, I would say
like
2004, 2005.
I think I would have, like, obviously we're, what is Monday morning quarterbacking here, but I probably would have got rid of DVD sales and just been all digital, all combat TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously everyone makes mistakes. And you can learn from those mistakes.
You know who doesn't make mistakes? The Wiggles.
Mr. Perfect.
The Wiggle. Him too.
The Wiggles. The Wiggles never make mistakes.
That's not true, though, because, like, this is going to get me heat. Mr. Perfect overdosed. Wouldn't that be a mistake?
Oh, man. Shit got dark. Shit got dark fast. I didn't see it coming. Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. He's been dead for years. Let's go to comments real quick.
Yeah, then we'll do the last one.
American Badass Undertaker was the best in my opinion. And
the best of the Undertakers, but I don't know about
the best
stuff.
I agree with that. Andy Paps, personally, Zach Rose says, Andy Paps, personally, I enjoyed it. I don't get why people had such a problem with it. He's been playing the same character his entire career. Let him stretch his legs a little bit. I guess it's going toward American Badass, The Undertaker. Yeah, I agree with that.
That was the only time I enjoyed him.
Yeah.
Only time.
Zach Rose says, do you think you'll start watching Noah or Dragon Gate again in 2019?
I want to expand. Right now, I watch New Japan, Lucha Underground, and will wait on NXT. I do want to expand. I actually, on Koco Plays, retired from the Hut League. I was addicted, and it took up too much time. So I'm going to make a rule, like I'm only going to play video games on Koco Plays, but I'm going to watch more and more combat sports. I'm not watching a Jon Jones event. Fuck him. But I'm going to watch more and more combat sports. I don't know if I'll watch WWE, but yeah, I heard good things about Noah. I heard good things about All Japan, and Dragon Gate is one of those things I absolutely loved, but just I need to make time for it. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm more inclined to watch Dragon Gate now with Pac coming back.
Well, I know it sounds weird. I agree, but
that to me is just name value. I know somebody on the product now, so I could be like, oh, okay, like I'll watch it because I know somebody.
I agree. I agree with that, but there's also another thing. It's not you're not wrong, but I also think there's another thing. When a big star returns and makes news headlines, it's kind of like a reset for the whole company. So it's a good time to jump in. You know what I mean? Like when AJ Styles joined Bullet Club, and I'm not saying it's got to be Gaijins in Japan, but when someone makes the jump, it's kind of when they're a big enough star, it's like, oh, this is a restart. Like example, I don't keep up with Ring of Honor like I should. I pretty much wait until someone says this is a must-watch match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If CM Punk showed up, I wouldn't just be watching for CM Punk, even though I would be. I'd also be watching a guy like CM Punk showing up to Ring of Honor is kind of restarting the whole company in a way. You know what I mean? At least it feels that way to me.
Yeah, I think if a guy has somewhat of a name value and he's not 75 years old trying to collect a check, you know what I mean? Like I think if he still has some sort of name value and can still go, I think it brings more attention to the product, obviously, and makes people want to say, like, oh, I remember Neville, and now he's Pac in Dragon Gate. Like, let's see what he's doing there.
Yeah, I agree with it. I agree. So
again, I don't watch something just because I know somebody there, but it makes it easier for me to want to.
It's a good transition, and then
it makes it easier for me to go out of my way to watch something.
And I watch a lot of weird sports, and one thing that a lot of Westerners don't fucking understand, even a lot of young Japanese people don't understand, is my love for sumo. They're like, well, how the fuck do you love sumo? And I remember when I first fell in love with sumo, or I first fell in love with a sport, or like I want to learn more about this sport, pick a favorite guy and just watch that favorite guy and root for him. And then you'll learn more about the other sports, or pick a favorite team.
Nothing wrong with that. And you've watched sumo for forever.
Yeah, it all started with Akibono.
I think we met in like 2002, 2003-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
And you've been a sumo advocate.
Oh, I love sumo. I don't watch it as much as I should, but that's just, you could say that about anything in my life. I just want to try to change that. All right.
Andy Paps says, I love the Impact Twitch specials. I'm going to the next one in Brooklyn with WrestlePro. That's what I was talking about, Dave. They do like Impact featuring WrestlePro and just they do in conjunction with, it's kind of like a territory system almost.
That, you know what, dude? That's pretty awesome. TNA, yeah. I don't say, when's the last time I said this? TNA, give yourself a Barry Horowitz.
I like it. That's going to be on a shirt.
I know. When the fuck? I don't know. I probably haven't said that in years. Good job, Tina.
Andy Paps suggests Dave watch Impact's next pay-per-view, Homecoming.
Andy Paps, if you watch Koco Plays, I will.
This kind of okay. So the suggestion of watching an pay-per-view, actually, I'm going to transition this into something we've talked about, and I want to get people's opinions. I wanted to do a wrestling event book club where I wanted to say, okay, we get a crew together, and each show, like, I suggest an event. And so let's say I say, hey, Dave, or hey, crew, let's watch Chikara, whatever, a random Chikara event.
Yeah.
We all watch it separately, and then we get together and discuss the event.
I like this a lot because it gets different wrestling in, and also if it's an older event, is it as good as you remember? Like ECW One Night Stand, to me, is the perfect event. But is it nostalgia? Does it hold up in time? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
because my theory and then is like, then the next show, the next YouTube show that we do, you would choose the event.
Yeah, I like this idea a lot too, because even if we got to do the events like out in the open too, so that the audience, just like a book club, can watch too.
Right, exactly. But then that's going to bring me to watch something that I probably wouldn't watch, because for you it would probably be something New Japan or NWA or something along those lines.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because then we're kind of like broadening each other's horizons.
I like this. I like this idea a lot. And then maybe it's something that I like that you don't like. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because then we could also bring...
And it doesn't always have to be old events. It could be like TNA Homecoming. Maybe we're like, oh, let's check it out, you know?
Exactly. And then again, we can bring the live chat in where they will also watch the event, and we could...
Do you want to call the show Wrestle Club?
I like it.
Wrestle Club. Someone's stealing this idea.
Somebody knock off Bullet Club merchandise for that?
Fuck yeah. Welcome to Wrestle Club.
Exactly. Nobody.
We'll just pick a show to watch. Because, I mean, like, I would like to do that for MLW. I'd like to do that for TNA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, because it don't even have to be stuff that you watch. It could be like, I always wanted to watch that. Is it good? You know what I mean?
And the internet is a wonderful place where there's access to everything almost.
Yeah, I agree.
Of some sort. You know what I mean? Like,
well, we have to make sure there's access to everyone, even if it's a DVD or something. We got to make sure that we all have it, you know?
Yeah, of course. It would be something we'd all have access to.
Yeah.
Heavy J says, I live in Houston, New Japan, #2 worldwide.
Nice.
Says New Japan is #2 worldwide. Impact and ROH are tied at 2, in my opinion.
Okay.
So he's kind of the same. I think he's in the same boat as me. His brain says New Japan, but his heart wants to say Ring of Honor and Impact because they're American product.
Gotcha.
New Japan, or Heavy J says New Japan needs to hire a U.S. marketing firm to promote it in the U.S.
Well, that's what the new president's supposed to be doing, but it does not look like he's doing that.
Right. Zach Rowe agrees with Andy Paps about, I'm assuming about the
New Japan situation.
Yeah.
All right.
Zach Rowe says, for movies, I still buy DVDs. I prefer DVD over Blu-ray.
I usually go streaming service or 4D movie theaters.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Blu-ray and DVD. Maybe it's because I need fucking glasses. I literally can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you need glasses.
You can tell the difference?
Yeah.
I can't at all. I need glasses.
This is gonna sound. Okay. So like, I prefer streaming, and it's not like I hate getting up to change a disc, but there's a reason. I'm not like, it's not laziness, and this is not like, oh, woe is me. People know, like, I'm in a wheelchair, so like if I get in bed or if I get on the couch or in a chair to watch a movie, and I have to get up to change the disc or something, like to watch something else, it's a fucking hassle, because then I have to get from my bed to my wheelchair to the DVD player. It's a hassle of an extra step. So I'd stick with streaming too.
Yeah, I just think streaming is, granted, we were groundbreaking pioneers, as Vince would say, with Combat TV. But still, even though we had a hard-on for streaming television way before anyone knew what it was, it is convenient as fuck. You know, often like, oh, it's not on Netflix. Oh, I guess the movie doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's the same theory, because like one of my favorite movies of all time is the Mighty Ducks franchise.
Yeah, it pisses me off that it's not on Netflix.
But like, I own the DVDs, right? So like, I own the DVDs, and I'm always like, oh, I love the Mighty Ducks. I'm gonna watch it, and I never put it on. The minute it's on like TV or something like that, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm watching the Mighty Ducks. I have access to watch it all the time. But if it's convenient, then it's convenient.
I hear you. My thing is, I'm telling, Bear Friend, we're getting her into the Koco movie club. She's watching Rockies, Marvel, Star Wars, the usual. And I'm like, oh, we got to find Mighty Ducks, but it's really hard to find. And I was showing her the trailers, we're like, hey, if you want to date me, you got to know these things.
It's true.
Just kidding.
No, it's not. It's true.
No, I'm not. That's the worst part.
I know.
But I don't remember anything about Mighty Ducks 3. I do not remember a thing about Mighty Ducks. Like, I saw the trailer. I'm like, I know I've seen this. I don't know what the fuck's going on. There's a cowboy? What the fuck?
Dave,
But I'm thinking about getting a legit Mighty Ducks movie t-shirt with Goldberg. They have it in one of these China shops. And I'm like, dude, I want that. It's like $60, but a Goldberg legit Mighty Ducks shirt, the green one.
Like a jersey or a t-shirt?
Yeah, jersey.
Yeah. Dave,
that's awesome.
That's a whole nother podcast, because I could literally sit here and recite every line from the movie and every plot point from all 3 of them. So
I don't remember anything about 3. So, all right. Any more live comments before we go to the last one?
Yeah. Zach Rose says, I used to love watching sumo in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, awesome.
Zach Rowe, when I first started getting into, I always say this, is it Puro? Puro? P-U-R-O.
ProRes.
But
I think it's Puro. I don't know. I could be saying it wrong. I always call it ProRes.
Okay. It was because of all the Dragon Gate and Noah guys coming into ROH.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for a lot
exactly.
of people.
That was,
we were there live for the Mania show in Orlando.
2 of them.
Yeah, that was special. We even didn't go to a big MMA event. We're like, fuck that. Dragon Gate's awesome.
Yeah. Remember when we saw American Dragon versus El Generico?
It's the greatest moment of my
life. They didn't touch each other for like 15 minutes.
And we loved every second of it.
Just losing their mind.
Yeah.
Chanting, say you're sorry. Good times.
Yeah. That was a great weekend.
I missed the main event of one of those shows because you had made me flyer the building.
Oh, I was a dick boss.
That's all right. You bought me a El Generico t-shirt.
I'm a great boss. All right, any more live comments?
I'll give you credit for this though, Dave. Real quick, you were a dick boss.
Thank you.
Not like it's gonna sound bad, but you were easy to manipulate, and not manipulate. But I'd be like, "Yo, buy me a PlayStation," and you'd be like, "All right, what are you gonna do for it?" I'd be like, "Fine, I'll suck your fucking dick." Jesus Christ! And
I don't remember this happening, but it sounds like something I would do.
Sexual harassment.
Hashtag me too.
Andy Pap says, I always watch Koco Plays.
Andy Paps, I love you, brother. You got to like and leave some comments. I'm starting to think you're a liar.
Zach Rowe says, James, I think that's an excellent idea. That's the first person that's ever used that in a sentence. They've all used it the first time that those words have ever been put in a sentence together.
And sadly, you were my right-hand man in America for like 10 plus years.
Exactly. Zach Rowe, this guy, you're very active, sir.
Give yourself a Barrett Harwood, sir.
Exactly. Would you let viewers make suggestions?
Not the first episode, but out of the yeah, we would.
I would say after the core crew gets their picks in, we would go to viewer suggestions.
I'm really excited about this Wrestle Club idea because it's original, yet we don't have to watch too much. Yeah, someone's going to steal this idea. So a bigger YouTuber is going to steal the idea, and then people are like, why the fuck did you steal this guy's fucking Wrestle Club with a Z? It's idea.
Wrestle Club with a Z?
I don't know.
WREZTLE.
Exactly. Yes. Wrestle Club coming to KocoSports 2020 or 2019. What's the next year?
Why are we skipping a year?
Dude, I kid you not. Years go by so fast the older you get, and like, if it was not for EA Sports and NHL, I'm pretty sure I would not know what year it was. NHL, I'm like, what year is it? NHL came out early, and I'm so glad that the year's almost over because then I'll be like, oh, it's the same year. This whole fucking shit of NHL 19 in 2018 confuses the fuck out of me.
So we are caught up.
All right, let's go to the last question. And I don't know if I live in Japan.
I don't have much to of a viewpoint on this because I don't follow the product, but I will try.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Yeah.
All right. I live in Japan, and this ain't a big deal. But for Western fans, you guys are losing your shit. Always fucking hitting me up on social media like I'm fucking like Captain America of women's rights or some shit. In New Japan, they don't have women's wrestling because Japan, believe it or not the most friendly women. I mean, they're not the Middle East, but still, it's hard to be a woman in Japan. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's harder than in America. You know what I mean? So it's not as hard. Like, this is why I rank being a woman in Japan. Not as easy as in America, not as hard as in the Middle East. All right? But it is what it is. But they have their own women's company, Stardom, one of the greatest products out there. I was going to say one of the greatest women's product out there, but I disagree. I think it's a great fucking product, women or male. You know what I mean? Okay. And I keep saying you know what I mean. But
we know
the foreign market, those stinking gaijins always cry that women ain't in New Japan. But if they were, what would they be on the card? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think this might be more of a issue of people just complaining about shit for the sake of complaining. Like, if you like women's wrestling, go watch Stardom. I'm so confused. Do you want Stardom? Because here's the thing: if Stardom, here's the thing: Japan makes a women's division. Literally, they're just gonna be like, Stardom, come over here. All right, you know how there's a roster of fucking 800 of you? 6 of you will show up.
Right.
I think if you like women's wrestling in Japan, you watch Stardom. I know there's a WWE women's movement. That's fake as fuck, you phony bastards. Talk about 10 years too late. And I think you want that same movement to happen in New Japan. But I actually think if it happened in New Japan, it would benefit 4 women. And then all the rest of the roster would be fucked. You know,
and those 4 women would then quickly get signed by WWE.
Yeah, so to me, I don't know if this is a real issue. I don't know if you got your pulse on, you know, what's offensive these days.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna say, is it hipster internet people going like, I support women and I'm a feminist, so
I mean, there's a part of me that's that, but I also kind of want to know if it's really that big of a deal. And if women did wrestle in New Japan, like, here's the thing. If you're gonna fight for something, fight for a Stardom championship match on 1-4. That's a fight worth fighting for. You know, it's like, yeah, Stardom's amazing. They get to be on Tokyo Dome on a big stage. That's a fight I can get behind. But a women's division, I like Stardom. I don't want to fucking see Stardom disappear because you want to feel good on Twitter.
Right.
So, to me, women in New Japan, I don't give a shit, and I don't see it happening. But, you know, it's like I'm a feminist to about my knees. You know what I mean? And then after that, I'm like, I don't know. Do you guys really have a point? You know? To me, a Stardom championship match on Wrestle Kingdom, hey, I'll sign that petition all day.
That's what I was just going to ask. Would it benefit them to do like an association?
Yes, I think so. You know, like, you know, I apologize. One of the UK titles, I think Rev Pro.
Okay.
It has a title match. I could be wrong. I apologize for getting my. I'm a UK promotionalist. But But a UK title is on the line at Wrestle Kingdom, and that's exciting. ROH has put their title on the line before. TNA has kind of done it, I think. I don't know what the fuck was going on with Wrestle Kingdom 5. I was there live. It was confusing.
I mean, if Wrestle Kingdom wanted to hit me up, they could have a Brawl USA title match.
Yeah, make it happen. But if you want to like make a women's movement and feel good on Twitter, make one that makes sense. Because a Stardom match on that big of a stage would be interesting, and it would benefit both companies. Women's division, I think, just crushes everything.
Agreed.
I could be wrong.
I don't know much. Don't get me wrong. I don't know much about like the Japanese product, but I would agree with that only because, again, like you said, it stops. One, it's like a promotion loses its identity for 5 or 6 women to get over.
Yeah.
Whereas if like they did like an association with New Japan, it gives them the opportunity to get, say, 3 or 4 women on the card, and then hey, go watch the rest of us at Stardom.
Yeah.
You like what you see? Go watch us here.
And I agree with that. So I don't. And the thing is too, like, my day job, I have a woman boss in Japan. Anytime someone comes up to her and she's like, "Oh, I run the company," they like lose their shit. They're like, "A woman runs a company?" I'm like, why? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yes, a woman runs the company, but like it just blows their fucking mind. You know what I mean?
There's a promotion in Florida called Ignite Wrestling.
All right.
And it's ran by a woman, and like, I feel like people lose their mind when they find out that a woman runs the company.
Yeah.
And like people try to manipulate her. I feel like sometimes because like we talk, you know, in the secret legion of promoters club, and like she'll tell me some stuff that like wrestlers talk to her about and like fans come to her about, and I'm like, I don't fucking get this craziness at all. Like these messages and stuff never come my way.
Oh, I could imagine. Yeah. Well, the same thing with being a YouTuber or an author. Like female YouTubers get so much more shit behind this. Like there's a plus and a benefit. I mean, a minus and a whatever. There's good and bad, basically what I'm trying to say. It's 5:30 in the morning, folks.
I was gonna say, and you have a degree in literature.
Yeah,
so your wordplay is amazing.
Thank you, novelist. But
go on Amazon.com and buy Freak Show by DF Coders.
Thank you, sir. But being a YouTuber, being a female, you know, you get those, oh my God, look, she's got boobs. Oh my God, I might be able to date her audience.
Yeah.
You also get the audience of, you're a fucking whore, blah, blah, you know what I mean? So there's good and bad. And same thing with being an author. You know, it's females, it opens a lot of doors, but it also sends a lot of fucking creepy DMs your way.
Yeah, I feel I feel bad because I feel like she gets the messages of like where she's kind of in a rock or a hard place. Like, hey, book me or show me your tits. And it's like, which one do you do? I'm getting old, Dave. Nobody wants to see my tits anymore.
I know. We're losing our sex appeal, my friend. We're losing our sex appeal.
You're looking sexy over there.
Thank you. I've been gaining a lot of weight, though.
It suits you, though. It's not as fat as you were.
No, but, you know, I lost a lot. I lost over 70 pounds, and now I'm gaining it back. And, you know, as a former fat guy turned skinny, fucking, when you start gaining that weight a little bit back, you're just like, oh, my God.
You're terrified of it.
Yeah, I'm so scared. So scared, folks.
You gain 5 pounds back, and you're like, holy fuck, I just gained 150 pounds back.
Yeah, you're like, it's coming back. All of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go some live comments and wrap this bad boy up. I don't know if we answered the question. Women in New Japan, women in Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think women in New Japan.
Women in Wrestle Kingdom, yes. Women in New Japan, I would say no.
All right, that's our final say.
Only because I agree with the reasons you're giving, not because I have I don't have a stake in it. I don't know enough to be like, fucking do it now. But
hashtag James Legend hates the women.
Yeah. Strictly Dickley over here, folks.
All right, Dickley. Let's read these comments and wrap this bad boy up. How long have we been doing this?
I have a women's question for you.
I'm totally the guy to answer that. But go on.
So like equal rights, equal fights. I'll steal that from Chikara. Women wrestling men. Are you good with that? Like, are you okay with that?
As long as the women and men have talent. If it's just there to be there, no. Talent's a factor. See, I'm not one of these guys that are like, oh, women should fight men, and no. If you're a sexy star or a female that can go, then yeah, you should definitely be able to wrestle men.
Okay.
But if
I run I run a family friendly organization, and one of the organizations we work with hand in hand is an organization that helps like children with disabilities and stuff like that. So I brought up the thought of like men versus women to like the main guy at the organization, and he was kind of just like, I think for our product, like we're family friendly. I don't think parents want to watch like a woman just get fucking like power bombed through a table. Like you know what I mean? So like I was just wondering your thought on like the whole equal fights, equal rights movement.
I think it's okay, but it just depends because like, you know, like Zach Gowen. Remember when he got that shit kicked out of him by Brock Lesnar? That was a good storyline. I don't think you could do that with a female. So the fact that you can't do that storyline, it's kind of like, I mean, you could for adults.
Right.
I don't know about anything else.
Do you think on like the larger scale, like indies, they get away with it, but like on the larger scale, like, do you feel like in WWE, if like a man pinned a woman, it would send like a fucking uproar of like women's rights? Women should never lose because.
I don't know. I don't live in America, but you guys look like crazy fucking people on Twitter and Facebook. But
we don't just look like it.
I don't know. I guess it just depends on what the program's for. You know, like Lucha Underground, I think it fits perfect. Chikara, I haven't kept up with it, but I imagine it fits perfect.
It does. It does.
So, I don't know. I think it's okay. But I also been at a Eclipse show where the only thing that was good on the show was Cousin Jose and his serious character beat the shit out of a woman. And I was like, this is entertaining. Look, it's got the fans' attention. I wonder where this is going to go. But then afterwards, people are like, can you believe that guy beat up a woman? You went too far. So
I think in society, I think it's still taboo. Like, it's okay for a woman to hit a man, but it's not okay for a man to hit a woman.
Oh, that's definite. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with it. Is the world okay with it? We'll find out.
I'm okay with hitting women.
That is. Go on.
I'm looking at comments.
Okay, let's read them up and we'll wrap this up.
Andy Paps, predictions on who wins the Royal Rumble matches.
Oh shit, I don't fucking know. God damn, I only watch WWE.
I say women's Royal Rumble. I want to go Becky Lynch because I want to see Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch main event WrestleMania just because it's different.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Men's main event Royal Rumble.
I think Seth Rollins. I don't know why.
Okay.
He's a WWE guy that can wrestle.
Yeah. And there's history between him and Brock. He beat Brock at WrestleMania when he cashed in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the winner will be going against Brock and not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Unless they choose and Seth jumps to SmackDown, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, but either way, I think Seth is a good opponent for either one.
Agree. 100% agree.
So, I'm going to go with Seth for a guy that doesn't watch WWE.
Zach Rose says, I prefer the women and the men being segregated. Hoo-hoo. I remember you did an STI on this earlier this year.
Did I? I have a really bad memory. Don't fall.
STI sounds like a disease.
That's what show you're on now.
I know. And I feel dirty and diseased. Zach Rose says Ice Ribbon, can't read that word, and Oz Academy are my Joshi promotions of choice.
Really? See, I'm a Stardom guy, but I like them all.
Andy Paps, women's tag team belts coming in 2019. That's true.
As long as they book it okay.
That's the other thing. Again, the toxicity of wrestling fans. People have been like shitting themselves wanting women's tag team belts. And then Vince announced it in like a funny, like he's Santa Claus segment. So he was giving fans gifts.
That's cute.
People are like, I can't believe that's how he announced it. Fuck WWE for announcing it that way. And I'm just like, he literally gave you what you wanted.
Yeah.
What does it fucking matter how it was announced?
I don't know. That seems a bit overboard. I'm a pretty negative motherfucker.
It's ridiculous. Exactly. And you were like, that's cute. I like that idea. Like,
Yeah.
like he was giving you a gift.
Yeah, I like it. I'm going to let this one slide. I think Ropey fans went too far. Hashtag positive Petey's. They get the point on this one.
Rose says, yes, ZSJ and Ishii are wrestling for the British heavyweight title on the 4th.
Nice. I can't wait to see it. I got tickets.
Yep. Zach Rowe, personally, I don't like intergender wrestling, not because I think it's immoral. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I think there's a lot of pressure for the woman to be a good wrestler. I don't know if that's fair.
It's matchup wise, it's hard. That's just how it is. Size wise, strength wise, not to sound like sexist, but it's just hard to match up and make things look realistic and like they should be. You know what I mean?
Do you have your CNN apology ready, sir?
Yeah, I'll have my fiance type it out for me.
All right.
Because like all good sexists, we have a good woman behind us. Because that's where I keep her, behind me. Okada will win the Royal Rumble, says Heavy J.
It's better than a fucking match he has at Wrestle Kingdom.
What's he doing at Wrestle Kingdom?
Dude, he's fighting the fucking random fucking white person who has a leather jacket and a Bullet Club shirt on.
Oh, Jay White?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about New Japan, and I figured that one out.
So bad. I love Okada more than a straight man should.
Completely off topic. What are your thoughts on the tag team of the Best Friends? Because now they're in New Japan now. So, like,
I enjoy them.
Trent and Chuck Beretta? Or Trent and Chuck Taylor? I don't know why I merged them together. Chuck Beretta.
Yeah, I like the team of Chuck Beretta. I think they're leading up to a breakup, but I enjoy them.
I just giggle when they're on the ring apron and they hold hands.
Oh, God, it was so good. I saw it live. So fucking adorable. It's like a cute version of the Golden Lovers.
Yes. I agree with that.
All right. Any more live comments?
Not looks-wise, because I don't think you get much cuter than the Golden Lovers.
No, Jesus Christ, Ibushi.
Whew.
If I had a wish, I would wish I would look like Ibushi. I would just I'd walk around in his wrestling gear all the time. Like if it was a business occasion, I would wear wrestling gear and a tie. I'd be like, hey, you're supposed to be wearing a shirt, but look at these abs. Look at these abs.
Me and you differ. If I had a wish, I would just kiss him.
So a genie's just making us kiss in a dark closet.
Perfect.
All right, well, problem solved.
I would kiss you in the open day.
Thanks, sir. Anything else? Any live comments?
We just end it there. We don't even do an outro. We just shut the cameras off.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
No more live comments? You want to plug stuff, and then we'll do live comments after the plugs to keep people waiting?
Yeah, do your plugs, Dave. Go.
You go first. Brawl USA.
Yeah, Brawl USA. Facebook.com/Brawl USA. Just a small local indie event or indie company. We're not trying to be internet famous. We're just trying to impact the community, help people when we can and where we can. January 20th, we have the Fast Pass Rumble.
How does that work? Because Fast Pass gets us on the...
It's a combination of the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank.
Gotcha. All right. I'm with you.
Yeah. All money is going to a local organization. Well, not local, but the local chapter of Ability Tree. They are they're an organization that helps families with children with disability. They offer rest nights for the parents. The parents basically bring their kids with disabilities, and they do like activities with the kids while the parents go out and kind of have a date night or whatever they have to do.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, it's a really great organization. We've worked with them a few times before. Great, great people. I'll even send this out to the internet infantry. Even if, obviously if you're not in Florida, you can go online atflevents.com. If you buy a ticket in support of us, I will send something Brawl USA to you, t-shirt, something of that lines. We'll exchange for your donation. We'll exchange some sort of merch. Just kind of write it in the notes or hit me up and say that you donated with a screenshot or whatever. We'll figure something out. But yeah, that's about it.
Nice. So overall, appreciate it. Let's see. Most importantly, Koco plays. I play NHL, 2D platformers, and Fire Pro Wrestling as Okada almost every single day. Some streams go for over an hour. All right. I don't know how I'm going to make money doing this, but it's not about money. It's about the love. So go find Koco Plays, like, comment, subscribe, please. And
I haven't turned my PlayStation on since October.
Dude, if we and you get the same game, we can fucking do this while playing video games. And think about it. I can do the intro, Koco Plays with James Legend. No one will think we're gay.
I've spent many a day in your house where Koco did play with James Legend. Koco Plays. Anything else?
Operation Freak Show. It's a book about vigilantes. Put on luchador mask and go around killing pedophiles. So I need to sell it. Yeah, I need to fucking sell like 8 million more copies to make my publisher happy. And KocoSports.net. We say we're going to improve it next week, and we won't. And Koco Sports, the channel, where we're getting a crew back together. We're getting a Triforce, Boom Boom, James, LK, Sammy, maybe a little wrestling right then. I don't know. I was on his show. And big props. Go subscribe. You know to subscribe to PewDiePie? Subscribe to Wrestling Ranton. I was on his show earlier. We had a short show. It was like 2 hours. Literally, our show was complaining about how WWE was too long for 2 hours. So go check out Wrestling Ranton. And plus, old school. I want to give a shout out to something different. Maybe this could be part of Wrestle Club. IPW is uploading all their stuff on YouTube. I was a big fan of IPW back in the day. I know it's not popular to say that, but I was. I like IPW. So maybe that would be a Wrestle Club. Would you like to do that? A Wrestle Club IPW event?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting. So yeah, check out IPW Hardcore. I don't know the exact thing. Maybe I'll put a link in a doodle-doo if I forget. Maybe I'll do a show just plugging it, like a separate, short 5-minute show.
What if I do like a promo package for Wrestle Club, like a WWE style promo package?
That would be sexy as fuck, bro.
Remember the KocoSports commercial we did with the Kurt Angle bobblehead?
Dude, that was the greatest moment of my life. Seriously.
Look that up. Go in your KocoSports YouTube Google machines and look that up.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was Kurt Angle.
I can find it, I'm sure, and link
All right. Yeah, we'll try to do that. All right, so yeah, I think that's it. Let's do the last second live comments and wrap it up, buddy.
Real quick. I also in the whole like selling DVDs and stuff like that, I upload all the Brawl USA footage for free. And I'm thinking about loading it up on KocoSports just because it's a larger subscription base. But I know when we started uploading matches on here, people started getting angry. Like they didn't want to see that.
Fuck them, dude. Listen, we're not gonna get fucking ads from Google. We don't got fucking Patreon. All right, if you fucking want a good wrestling show, subscribe to Wrestling Ranted. If you want fucking nerds who curse too much and run independent wrestling, yeah, you should probably subscribe to us. We're not too bad at people.
True. I don't have a camera, but I just cheers the screen with my Peter Pan cup.
Well, the funny thing is, every time someone complains about our channel, I really send it to Wrestling Ranted. I don't know if it helps Wrestling Ranted, but I do. It's like my go-to. Like, you fucking suck. Like, I agree. Go check out Wrestling Ranted.
I don't know.
It catches them off guard. It really does. Like, wow, I didn't expect them to give me another channel.
Hopefully, again, we don't want to be internet famous, but hopefully in 2019 we get some eyes on us. We have some cool things going on. We're doing we're coming up with a trade where we're releasing a trading card game.
Oh God, I can't wait.
Oh
my God, hold on. Because Bear Friend wants to move back to Florida, and on top of Bear Friend want to move back to Florida, we want to go on vacation next year. Denny's across the street from ACW's rundown home. All right. We bring a camera crew, meaning we find 2 young boys of your company.
Okay.
We play the card game and edit it later. We'll get me, you, Pablo, and how many players can play this?
I mean, I don't know, because it's basically like it's a wrestling match through a card game.
Oh, so maybe we can have a tournament. So we'll get 4 to 8 people with cameramen, and we'll just do it at Denny's.
Yeah. Again, local. We're doing a lot of stuff locally, but we're trying to kind of expand out and just we're not going to be, all in or anything like that. But I hope people enjoy what we do, and I hope people take into consideration that and this isn't like a sad like story. It's just like I'm running this wrestling promotion on gum and shoestring.
Yeah.
And I'm literally, all I do it for is to try to help the community. I don't take any profit. So I think I am going to start a Patreon, but it's not going to be like hey, this is a Patreon where we beg for money for you to support us. I'm going to give people things. So I think with the Patreon, I think we're going to give special edition cards for the game. Because nice. I have access to making like metallic and stuff like that, like specialty cards.
Oh God, this sounds so awesome.
I design and create my own t-shirt products. So like I think we're gonna do some Patreon exclusive shirts. I think that's where the Brawl USA, the Japanese lettering logo that I showed you. I think we're gonna do that in the Patreon and stuff like that. Again, and all this money is just gonna go basically straight back into the product and make it look better. I had this talk with somebody the other day, and I want to kind of like you and even the live audience and stuff like the live chat and stuff like that. I always feel like we have a great product. Our shows are good quality. They're entertaining, but at the end of the day, we still look like a wrestling ring in a bingo hall or whatever the venue itself is. And I want to make that better. So this money is going to go towards that. And somebody was like, "Oh, well, you're always going to be your worst enemy, like your harshest critic." But my thought was like, yeah, but if I can silence my own criticism just a little bit, I know for a fact that the product is that much better than.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
If I can make myself a little bit happier, then I know the overall audience is going to enjoy it that much more. Does that make sense?
No, it makes complete sense.
So again, I'm just trying to expand out and do some fun things. Like I said, the card game.
Dude, if the card game is out when me and Bear Friend go to USA, we have to fucking just do it. Would you edit it, or would we just do a live stream? I don't know. I think Dennis would be pissed if we did a live stream.
Both, but we're gonna work with a local. There's 2 companies. We're gonna work with a local video game tournament company as well as a local like game store. And we might do some like No Mercy and WWE 2K19 tournaments, stuff like that. And we want like fans to come out and participate in this. We might get some sort of like Brawl USA video game title made. And if a fan wins it, well then fuck it, the fan wins it. You know what I mean? Like that's how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We're just trying to be interactive in the community, but I also want the internet. Whoa, what are you doing?
I'm just standing up and stretch my legs. I'm an old man. I can't do the podcast like I used to. I remember I used to sit for like 4 or 5 hours. I used to sit like for 4 or 5 hours and not have to piss.
You're
like now, I'm like an old man. I'm like, I gotta piss.
What's that? I sit 24 hours a day.
Sorry, that made me sad.
All right, you can let's go to the live comments. And like I said, even if you're not in the live chat, if you want to comment on the video and let me know if you want. I mean, Brawl USA.
Wrestle Club is the thing. I think out of all the shit we talked about, Wrestle Club is awesome.
Yeah.
We gotta make that happen.
Brawl USA has always kind of been like an unofficial KocoSports product. We all know that. I bleed KocoSports for years.
Just put it on the channel. Who gives a fuck to lose subscribers?
I do, but I want to see what people think of it. You know what I mean? I don't want to just put it up and get no feedback at all. I would like to see people's opinions.
All right. Let's give James his opinion. All right. You want me to read these?
Yeah, do it up on there.
All right. Because they want headline and fair, etc. Nowadays, if you get in, not you, just getting it. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sure that made sense when we were talking. Zach Rowe, Dave, I completely agree with you what you were saying about Killer Elite Squad earlier. That was from when I was on Wrestling Right Then. It's like they're outsiders. Yeah, hopefully one day they get the push they deserve. And Koco, Gallows, and Anderson.
I think he was saying it to you.
Oh, okay. Gallows and Anderson have been on WWE TV 2 weeks in a row. They've been off TV since around August. Damn. I think Rankin finally lost it. LOL. Why? Because he had me on the show? I don't know.
Gallows and Anderson are supposed to be doing a Botchamania style show on the network.
That is either going to be the best thing in the world or the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I'll watch the first one. What's your call? I don't think this is a show that there's a middle ground. I think it's the greatest thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. Which one are you leaning towards?
Honestly, I think it's going to be very like Edge and Christian show style.
Oh.
Where I saw a promo clip for it, and they did the whole like Titus O'Neil slipping during the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And like it showed him slipping, and then it cut to like a pre-made skit where he's like looking under the ring, and Gallows and Anderson are under there, and like he was like, "Oh, where the fuck is Hornswoggle?" And they're like, "He's not here, bro." Like, so it's kind of, I don't know. It's we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to everyone that is awesome.
Yeah.
And with that, Koco Plays. Seriously, guys. I love Koco Plays, and no one else does. Join me on Koco Plays. It's a play. Plays. It's the greatest channel. It's the most passionate channel in the world. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. With that, I am over. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum.